It's time for the summer season, and we need to make progress in major things. We need Grandpa's shed completed, we gotta get more animals, get our marriage done, reach Ginger Island, and expand the Grape Grampleton Orchard. So let's see if we can get it all done. New month, new mods, of course. We have a new skill, a traveling skill, new recipes in the form of the delicious foods from the Desert Festival from last season, a small addition to honey, new crops from crowbars, and an entire new area with NPCs and marriageable candidates known as Passerby Cemetery. Also, several people are asking me to add a mod where we can add Pam as a barn animal, and yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it as long as we can reach 5k subs. I will add her in. So if you want to see her, get people watching this series. All right, summer, let's go. Day 1 dawned and we missed our own wedding. Apparently skipping the wedding at the end of the spring stream means we never get to see it. So I gotta say sorry to you, and I gotta say sorry to Shane. Shane was happy that day, and we danced in front of our new home before I headed to work. In the mail, we received the hot dog recipe, and Monday's sorting day began. We got new chests down for the amber mod and one for other items, getting that amber bangle, crystal ball, earrings, frog figurine, resin, and pendant stored away, setting the 6 gems that can be placed into amber also in the machine to get processing. Into the other chest went our Stardrop tea, the 2 pendants, golden pumpkin, prize ticket, treasure chest, wilted bouquet, and bouquet. The collection of everlasting gentian was finished, the shooting star and unicorn horn was shipped, unique fish got a gold spongy former, and into fish went a normal and iridium carp, gold bullhead, and silver oyster. Fish oil, chili oil, and coconut oil got shipped and as well as stored away. We started storing away one of each seed that we had on hand. We cooked a fried egg, omelette, farmer's lunch, lobster bisque, and chowder. And so there ended the Monday sorting. It was off to Marnie's then to get the new flowers to work on the new honeys, buying a cornflower, tall mallow, giant fern, wolfsbane, honeysuckle, bunnycup, and bee balm. And at Pierre's we stocked up for the season with onions, basil, currants, dragon fruit, cucumbers, bell peppers, melons, tomatoes, blueberries, peppers, radish, hops, and even more crops. And a few more flowers for honey. Oh, we have so many things to plant this day. At the bus stop, we met a new person by the name of Grady who was looking for his son Lyle, and this week we chose to try and complete Pierre's prime produce. Josephine got a tour of our growing museum collection, and we donated the ancient doll and bone flute while we were there. And so began the planting frenzy for most of the evening, not forgetting to get a poppy down at the money-making bee farm. Dried king parsnips got added to forever storage, and the first day drew to an end. Socializing leveled up as we slept, and we woke up to mail saying that we can now visit the Passerby Cemetery. We already had some crops ready to harvest, still growing from spring, adding bluebonnet, chrysanthemum, and avaloon to be preserved forever. A silver truffle was forever stored and also shipped for completion, and we opened up a space for the new shed. Visiting Passerby, we found Baron who needed help with a fire in her home, and afterwards Maverick told us someone had stolen the gem from a statue which could give us access to the mines here, and he tasked me with finding it. Sam was attacked by a giant raptor chicken. We met Boxy, and exploring here if we could pay for an enlightened buff increasing our luck, which could be good to remember should we ever go caving. We met Nikolai and Kaya, stocked upon wood, got the alleyway buffet, and slept. On day 3, we got our bamboo pole to see if that could help us get any new trash that we were missing. Robin was out on a morning run, and we had a chat with Susan about our farms. And returning to Robin, we got 2 new shipping bins and a new shed. Though there was a tree in the way, so we'll have to move the shed again later. We checked out all the new seeds Krobus was selling and fished here to get any new trash that we could. We caught our first Blinky and Decapod before managing with our bamboo pole to catch our first legendary fish. The couple, Lyle and Grady, were buying supplies from Joja even though it had closed down, so in our streams it's now canon that Grady is stealing from the abandoned Joja Mart. We downgraded to the training rod, but alas still no trash could be found. But it was all worth it as we reached level 10 in fishing that night, so now we only have mining and combat left to open up the Mastery Cave. Traveling reached level 1 as we slept, and we could place an iridium large quail egg into forever storage, and an iridium extra large milk on day 4. Lyle was at Marnie's helping her with a new barn so she could sell a new exotic pet, and as it was Jazz's birthday we gave her a gold wild strawberry which maxed out her friendship. We said hi to Jinx, and Stream decided we should work on getting closer to getting the burglar's ring, and so off we went to slay dust sprites. We made some progress finding a glow ring in the mines, and from Gil received galaxy seeds, a rare seed, and a book of combat 2. Heading home, we shipped some fairy fingers we found at passerby, got that ring and book stored away forever, and off to bed we went. We received the taco recipe on day 5 and could place a normal and silver cowpea today into forever storage, on one of each quality of passion fruit and basil. In place of the harvested basil, we placed down mixed seeds to see what we could get, and we also got one of each quality of wheat stored away. We started to prepare to move all of the machines into the new shed, getting the amber encased minerals into forever storage and shipping off an amber star. Giving Robin no time to rest, we asked for a coop upgrade, visited Clint as usual when he's not there on a Friday, donated a dwarf scroll, and at the beach helped Haley find her great grandma's bracelet. And with the best boy Vincent, he thanked me for repairing the bridge so he could enjoy the pools here again. A misclick ended up with us buying 20 crab pots instead of 4. We bought a rare seed and some orange blossoms, shipped a fiery dragon scale, and got all those crab pots down in the river with the recycling machine and a crab pot. Although you will notice later that the recycling machine seems to have gone missing. The evening was spent moving the chests into what I guess we will call the mod making item storage shed, or MISS for short. Truffle oil went into forever storage, and to speed up the production inside MISS, if that's a good name, please let me know. We set down 4 of each machine to speed up production, setting up our first 4 blenders so we can make fruit and vegetable smoothies. And that is going to take a whole load of milk. And then it was sleepy time. On day 6, we finished setting up MISS, set up the oil maker with a Fern Isle olive and orange blossom, and filling the blender chest ready for later that when we add milk. The first dinosaur egg got placed into forever storage and milk started the smoothie making process. On this good luck day, we headed to the Skull Caverns, but did I forget about the shrine at Passerby with the luck buff? Of course I did. Also, Fiona Danger on stream let me know I gotta start using better food and drink when I'm in the Skull Cavern, and I gotta agree with them at this point. Walking home later that evening, we came back with a small haul, 1 prismatic shard, and enough iridium for 3 new sprinklers. Our mining reached level 10 that night, only combat to go now, and on day 7 we woke up to the carp surprise recipe from the Queen of Sauce, with Luna from Mount Vapius giving us a Junimo satchel, essentially doubling our carrying capacity. Our first radish and canola was ready, Marnie was throwing away yet another dinosaur egg and ostrich egg, and at this point I wish she'd just be selling them to me. We got to work opening a load of geodes that we had stored away, allowing us to donate 9 new items to the museum, and it looks like now we are mostly missing the artifacts from the desert and minerals from frozen geodes. And returning to Clint to open some mystery boxes rewarded us with a golden pumpkin and combat quarterly. We stocked up on oregano, got it planted, talked to Vincent about a sea monster he saw at the beach, found some new trash, tangled kelp, gave Zinnia a pink cake for her birthday, collected our 4th femur, because you can never have too many, and gifted Gabrielle a coffee, Marlon a life elixir, and Silly a strawberry. We've decided to try and get the storylines of the Adventures Guild expanded finished so we can then turn to another expansion which will probably be East Scarp. We did some woodcutting and we slept. On day 8, we got the cheeseburger recipe and moved the quails over to the new coop before sorting Monday began. We got iridium large goat milk, all qualities of sea salt and a battery into forever storage. The magnet, barbed hook, curiosity lure, trap bobber, dress spinner, and sonar bobber went into the tools chest, and making a new chest for craftables, we got all the fences, floors, sprinklers, and fertilizers we had on hand to get them checked off as collected. We shipped off some raisins, and in the miss, we got a load of fish going to start collecting pickled fish. The minerals chest got 9 new ones, artifacts got the anchor and chewing stick, and we got some new artisanal goods producing, putting almonds, apples, coconut, and lemons into a mayo maker. The golden rainbow shell was forever stored away, and to relax after all this, we kicked a ball around with Vincent and Zinnia. Pierre received his order of 25 gold crops, and we chose this week the Mount Vapius Lodge order, so we will need to pay Sandy a visit for some starfruit. Heading to the desert, we found our first calico vanilla, and Sandy got us those starfruits as well as some lemongrass, aloe, and a new shirt. And quickly as we were here, we got the casino unlocked. We shipped off the calico vanilla and the new artisanal goods, almond nut butter, apple butter, coconut butter, and lemon curd. At the Adventurers Guild, we met Zinnia's father for the first time, Daniel, who was trying to force her to come home as he didn't want to lose her after the loss of his wife years ago to adventuring. But in the end, her father relented and allowed her to stay. Marlon and Silly got a gift, we fixed up some of the broken automated path in the forest, completed the collection of rainbow shells, cooked a carp surprise, and headed to bed. Our usual busy Monday was done. On day 9, we received the bacon cheeseburger recipe from Gus, and Vincent, the best character in all of Stardew Valley, gifted us his ball after playing with him yesterday. A big harvest of onions, currants, daisies, hot pepper, cucumber, hops, and passion fruit were ready, allowing us to get 4 new crops checked off as shipped. And we could forever store 1 quality of each of the cucumbers, onions, and currants. We upgraded our bulk storage of fruit and vegetables into the infinite capacity big chest, and as it was another lucky day, we went to Skull Caverns, but still without decent food or drink. I am sorry, I will get better at Skull Cavern runs eventually. And upon returning home, we brought back just 8 iridium ore, but an iridium bar too. We stuck a spare chest into the craftables chest and we slept. Combat reached level 9 as we slept, and on day 10 Celestine let us know that we could buy a fruit press blueprint from Robin. And Maddie sent us a strange scarecrow. Fearing this creepy scarecrow, we set it down near our tapper farm, harvested our first bell peppers, planted the lemongrass, and collected 4 new honeys: Daisy, Iris, Buttercup, and Azure cornflower. We added milk to the blender to get more smoothies making, got a barn from Robin, and handed over everything to repair Willie's boat. We bought many quails, needing only 1 more now for completion, calling them Adamus, Tri, Mechanato, and Compot, shipped off a smoothie for completion, and slept. The boat was repaired as we slept, and on day 11 we woke up to some buttercups, shipping 1 off and storing the rest away forever, as well as 1 of each quality of cowpea. We completed the small area of tea saplings and also got 8 more lightning rods placed down, leaving us with only 6 more to make. Our dinosaur had hatched, so we named it Mino, and almost all of these names are either people who watch our streams or names that they suggest in the chat. So if you want to get an animal named after you, then come hang out with us while we're streaming. Today was the luau, so we got a silver strawberry thrown in, buying up all the decorations here we didn't have, as well as watermelons to plant later and kiwis for next year. Mayor satisfied, we headed home, got the new furniture stored away, and slept. On day 12 we received the steak sauce recipe, as well as the recipe to make a candy maker from Helia. We checked off pepper poppers from our cooking list, upgraded our flowers into a big chest, harvested our first oregano, getting 1 of each quality into forever storage, and walked to the beach to get to Ginger Island. Our first dig spot on the island got us 3 coconuts. We got that first golden walnut and met Leo for the first time, finding a new fruit sapodillo growing on the island, gathering just enough walnuts to get us access to the west side of the island, finding our first ginger, and we started the birdie quest line. Sleeping here overnight, we did some fishing, getting our first lionfish, clown triggerfish, and clownfish on day 13. We also got our first pineapple seed too before warping back home to the rainy farm. Here we crafted up some basic retaining soil, grass starter, and cherry bomb to get checked off into forever storage. Ginger was shipped, and Neptune's glaive was stored away, which we'd gotten from fishing. A magma cap was also shipped, a silver dinosaur egg got added to the collection, and Alex got a book for his birthday. At the saloon, we met Alan and Valerie's mother, Desiree, for the first time, but I didn't like how she was acting to her kids, so I called her rude. Afterwards, buying a salad and a beer for Leah and Andy. A rainy day of mushrooms got us some more for the collection, a silver and gold cinnamon bracket, silver and gold portobello mushroom, and to ship off for completion we got a column stinkhorn, old man of the woods, horn of plenty, man on horseback, the blusher, candle snuff fungus, and deathcap. And I do fear that this mushroom mod is going to be the one that takes us the longest to complete. On day 14, the Queen of Sauce taught us how to make maple bars, and Alex taught us how to make spinach soup. We got 2 new iridium honeys, giant fern and wolfsbane, stored away each quality of black currant, and shipped 1 off. The speckled void egg was incubated. We realized some of our flowers weren't growing as we'd never placed down sprinklers for them, and shipped off some pickled fish. Today we started clearing out the old processing area to better use later for crops or maybe showcasing mods, setting up and decorating a small area for our bulk storage. We spent some time adding to the craftable chest, making a wood fence, garden pot, text sign, stone chest, tree fertilizer, quality retaining soil, straw floor, stone floor, brick floor, staircase, crystal path, bait, deluxe bait, wild bait, bug stake, campfire, monster musk, cork bobber, bone path, bone fence, hardwood display, and wooden display, before getting it all stored away forever. An energy tonic was forever stored, and olive oil, orange blossom water, and everlasting sweet peas were shipped, and we slept. The green rain was here on day 15, and we received the steak recipe in the mail, with Kent asking us to bring him a starfruit. We shipped off an azure cornflower, and for most of the day we gathered fiber around all of the other tasks we were doing. The war memento from Birdie got placed on its sign before we handed it over to Kent, getting us the gourmet tomato salt. That got added to a sign before we gave it to Gus, receiving the Stardew Valley Rose's thanks. And then we remembered it was Monday sorting day. We added some carnations to be preserved and added to forever storage, the mandrake root, hidden look, normal and gold shooting star, fiery dragon scale, golden coconut, and we added 14 more fish to be pickled before running to bed. Lemongrass was ready on day 16, so we shipped off one and got one of each quality stored away before getting the Stardew Valley Rose onto its sign and headed off to see Sandy, getting us the advanced TV remote in exchange for the flower. To the signs it was added before we talked to Alex about his terrible father and how he ended up living with his grandparents, and then Victor told us about his mum and her worries that he hadn't yet got a job in the valley. All that done, George got that shiny new remote, and in thanks he gave us the Arctic shard. Of course that got added to a sign before we handed it to the wizard and got the wriggling worm in return. Now where did this worm go? On the sign of course, before we quickly detoured to start the Fragments of the Past request. At the beach there was a bounty of forage including another fan, starfish, silky shirt, anchor, sango pearl and lumitwall. Willie got the worm, getting us the final item in this quest, the pirate's locket. We shipped off that pearl and lumitol for completion, stored the shirt, and got the locket onto a sign before sleeping. On day 17, we added one of each canola to be preserved forever, got some new trash, a candy wrapper, and bought 4 turkeys from Marnie to finally have 2 of each type, and we called them Train, Wallflower, Epsilon, and Aphrodite. We opened a bunch of geodes, allowing us to get 3 new items to the museum, including the ancient seed for the recipe. And heading to Ginger Island, we got that locket to Birdie, learning us the fairy dust recipe. We fished here a little as we now knew the Joja Cola mod was not yet complete. We caught our first yellowhead jawfish, and after a while we got one of the missing Joja boxes, the imported premium box. Another shooting star was found, and we got the island farm renovated. Back in the valley, Joji was making some popcorn, which set off Kent's PTSD. Sam got a cactus for his birthday, and we planted on down the pineapple in the greenhouse. We got a piece of basalt and fire opal, forever stored away, and we could complete the collection of shooting stars. We crafted a crystal ball, filling it up with different minerals to get some new artisanal products being made, got 2 oil makers down at the animal processing area, automated the area north of the farm, and slept. We woke on day 18 to the next star drop, receiving the triple threat chili recipe from Sam and a request from the wizard to bring him an ancient fruit once we'd grown one. Our first dragon fruits and golden calendula were ready to be shipped off, so we did that for completion, and we stored one of each type of the fruit away. We finally had a gold quality quail egg we could store away, and after gifting Marlon, Gabrielle and Silly a gift, we had to go into Gabrielle's dream to help him escape from a nightmare. Turns out he blames himself for the death of his mother, and he realized that he needed to forgive himself. It was late in the week, but we started the Fragments of the Past request today, making good progress and coming out with 53 bone fragments today, and quite a good haul of iron too. We slept as our ability to walk and talk improved, and on day 19 we received the roast turkey recipe. Dinosaur mayo went into forever storage, and the crystal ball had provided our first new artisanal good, midnight lipstick, which we shipped off. The wandering trader sold us a model ship which went on our docks, and returning to her with some truffle oil, we bought 2 quartz primrose starters for the Grambleton orchard. Many of the trees here now were grown, so we got them automated. We moved the lilac saplings as I had a better design layout for this area, planted down the quartz primrose, and then got the lemon and cacao saplings moved too. We do need to come here and spend a good day decorating at some point, hopefully in the autumn, and though it was late now, we did still do a stint in the mines, getting another 22 fragments for this week's request. We shipped off a dusk lily we had harvested from Grambleton Orchard, and we slept. Day 20 was the annual trout derby that we'd missed last year. So we set up our bait maker and got to fishing, as there were 3 items we would be needing from here: the bucket hat, the mounted trout, and the golden tag, which we would need to place on a sign. We got the jewels of the sea as we fished, got the tag onto a sign, and received the bucket hat at 3:50 that afternoon before we called it there for the day and headed back to the mines for bone fragments. We hit the 100 needed, also getting some baggy pants where we were at it, and slept. On day 21, the Queen of Sauce taught us how to make pink cake, and the mayor was asking for some truffle oil. Our void speckled fowl hatched, and I thought we were going to have to turn it into meat, so I called it the sacrifice, but I was wrong, so now we have a fowl with this name forever. Gunther got a skull for the museum and those 100 bone fragments, and we traded in the prize token for completing it for more beehives. At Marnie's we bought 2 heaters and auto grabbers for the new barn and coop we had, and returning to the trout derby we fished until 4:40 when we finally got the mounted trout. I almost didn't buy the gem geode, but after being told to do so on stream, we headed back to buy it so we could incubate it later. The beehives got placed down, the trout was stored, as was a crab pot, eggplant parmesan and fish stew was cooked, and we headed to bed. Day 22 got us the chicken wing recipe and the bone meal too. A good amount of starfruit was ready, but not enough yet to fulfill the request. Monday sorting day got the jewels of the sea, bucket hat and all qualities of wild plum, a normal purple mushroom, 9 different jams, 22 different pickled items, all qualities of olive oil, all qualities of melon and wild raspberry, 12 more seeds, a silver flounder, normal and silver bream, crayfish and crab stored away forever. A bone, chewing stick, anchor, amphora, dwarf helm and fan went to be turned into amber. 9 different flowers were set to be dried, with 4 flowers and 14 crops going into the dehydrator. A large amount of fish were set to smoke, 17 fruits were set to turn into jam, and we shipped off a Stella lipstick and Aquarius lotion. Got 2 new iridium honeys, Rose and Summer Spangle. We added iridium extra large goat milk and an iridium speckled void fowl egg into forever storage. And finally, as we had reached 300 pine spruce collected, we spawned in the conifer infused vodka to ship off and store forever. And there ended the super busy Monday storage. At Grandpa's shed we dropped off most of the stone and hardwood and all the iron and batteries needed for reservation. Maru tried to electrocute us, but it was all in the name of science. We spent a good amount of the evening chopping trees, storing away forever a gold column stinkhorn, and slept. On day 23 we harvested the last of the starfruit we needed for Mount Vapius and upgraded the forever fish and mushrooms chest to the big version to save on a little space. We picked up a few items to complete some Mount Vapius bundles before arriving to market day there, here buying the paper flowers in a vase, accepting the Mount Vapius mineral order quest as well while we were at it. Continuing visiting the market, we bought the maturing shells recipe, cheese fritters and chapia recipes too, and many Vapius and base games artifacts, the fragment of mask, Phaon's plate, strange doll, efficiency cog, as well as the owl carving recipe. Digging in the what I think is the quarry area, we got the railroad spike and fragment of fossil too, so it was a pretty good day for artifact collecting. We completed the mushroom bundle, getting us primrose seeds, quiche and preserves jars, and from the syrupy bundle we got a candy maker, tree fertilizer and velvet iris seeds. Teleporting back to the valley, Olivia told me about her concerns for Victor as he didn't have a job yet, and afterwards we gave him a battery for his birthday, maxing out his friendship. A new week meant a new request in the valley, so we chose, though I may say it was begrudgingly, the Joja Cola takeover request. At home we stored away an iridium breastplate we had found and we slept. On day 24 we received a thank you for helping out the Mount Vapius Lodge and learned about how it used to have connections to the Adventurers Guild. A normal void speckled feather was stored away and we spent a good chunk of change on 300 stone for Grandpa's shed. And we started gifting everyone the very much hated Joja Cola. The reactions from receiving a bottle of fizzy drink was hilarious. We got so much hate this day. We headed to the Junimo village, detouring for the elvish jewelry and iridium meteor. Here we could get hold of a good chunk of new artifacts, the first dwarf scroll, rare disc and dwarf gadget, and we also bought 5 rare seeds and 10 ancient seeds. We depressed Clint before getting a mystery hat from a box and asking him for a hoe upgrade. Gunther got 10 new items for his museum, and the Joja hate continued after finally learning how to communicate with the dwarf. We bought a few new recipes from Gus's giant supply, and again got that Joja hate as we got it all done for the day. No more hate to spread now, thank goodness. And to finish off the evening, we got all the items needed for Grandpa's shed ready and shipped off a Ridge wild apple. As we woke up on day 25, we sensed something in the forest and reached 14 Hearts with Shane. Sam told us he would be performing in Zuzu City and invited us to watch, and Robin said Grandpa's shed would be finished tomorrow. For making everyone hate us, we received a soda machine and our watermelons were finally ready for harvest. Artisanal products were ready to ship, which included an amber stone, beads necklace, anchor, toothbrush, and some dried cherry blossoms. Visiting Mount Vapius, Aster let us know the mountain was healing and so more forage would now appear when we are here, and Celestine said if we were interested, she would make inquiries about us getting the farmland up here in the mountain. In the mountains, we made easy work of the minerals request we had accepted, as the corridors here were overflowing with so many when we arrived, and we managed to come back home with 133 minerals and geodes from Mount Vapius, which is great to get more items checked off too. Into forever storage went a normal and silver purple cup, and all qualities of lace flower as we slept. On the rainy 26th day, we learned how to make a buffalo wing. Our aloe was ready, so we stored one of each quality and shipped one off. 2 new iridium honeys were ready, tall mallow and calla lily, and we could ship off wolfsbane, calla lily, rose and tall mallow for completion. The wandering trader had the portrait of Shane for us, and we celebrated by filing for divorce. Our steel hoe was ready, Gunther received the 20 Mount Vapius minerals he requested, and also had 8 new minerals to add to his collection. Running to Gus to break geodes, we got the mystery shirt and Book of Stars, allowing us to go back to Gunther with 5 more minerals. The rainy day allowed us to find a parrot wax-capped Morchella, and on the way home we enjoyed a Big Bang from the saloon. We made a powder melon sorbet, hung up our portrait of Shane, made some cranberry candy, and spent our last night with our first husband. Lee was at the door on day 27, telling us she would be throwing an art show today we should attend, and she had sent us the recipe for Monte Cristo, with Gunther giving us a gem polisher. Our second and final void speckled fowl hatched and we called it Leanie. We found a dark scaled knight at the train station and a scarlet elf cup. We paid to erase Shane's memory of us so that we could be his friend again, and met him for the first time shortly after. And while we were here, we decided to stock up on saplings from the Quaint Living mod, buying 3 Allamanda, Lilac and Hibiscus, as well as 1 Gardenia as we had run out of money by this point. Visiting Emily, we saw her dance, and as it was so good we decided to give her a bouquet so that we can marry her next. We visited Leah's art show and I was terrified by the dancing eggs. At the Grampleton Orchard, we automated all the base game trees now that they were grown, and got all the new trees planted down. At home with all the new cooking goods, we cooked noodles, ketchup, pickled red onions, ratatouille, carrot cake, summer squash and goat cheese tart, summer squash skillet, cheese fritters, a strange bun, fried mushrooms, pizza, pancakes, bread, rhubarb, cookies, maki roll, cranberry sauce, and stir fry. And now again, it was the final day of summer, and on day 28 we learned how to make roasted hazelnuts and immediately made some for completion. Pierre had sent us the mini shipping bin and we filled all crop spots to hold them into the autumn season. Robin met us in Grandpa's shed and we set about finally being able to grow the ancient seeds upstairs, and after headed to watch Sam's show in Zuzu City. We cut trees until it was time for the Moonlight Jellies Festival, buying all the furniture from Pierre before we enjoyed the music and the beauty of this perfect festival. And with that, summer was over again. This was definitely a season of progress. Did we achieve all our goals? Well, Grandpa's shed is completed. Our first marriage is sadly over. We reached Ginger Island and we did expand the Grape Grampleton Orchard. I'm pretty sure autumn is bound to be just as fun as this season has been, so let's get going. And of course, we're going to be adding some more mods. So I will see you all very soon in stream or in the next video. Love you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.